Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are taking a look at Transformers Legacy Generation 2 Jhiaxus. And this is a really cool figure from a really semi-obscure character, and I could not be, well, I could be slightly happier. But let's talk about this real quick. Jhiaxus is the main villain from the Marvel Comics Transformers Generation 2 run, and later the villain of Regeneration 1 over IDW. In the regular mainstream IDW universe, not the 2019 one, but the one before then, he was a mad scientist responsible for creating RC. I don't know his role in the second one because I didn't read him. Basically, he is an evolved Cybertronian. He's smarter, he is tougher, and he's in more control of his emotions. But arrogance will get you nowhere. And he has this really cool transformation. He's got this really cool Cybertronian jet, and he's got these bat wings. In the comics, he's basically just this torso with the bat wings, but I do like what they did here. I dig it. Not a big fan of the undercarriage, but it is what it is at this point. You kind of expect that when it comes to Transformer jets. You do see, of course, his arms, his leg wings, and his rocket launcher are quite visible, but you do not see much. His head is right there, by the way. He does have visible head syndrome, but you have to get in there and look close. I like it. The way that this transforms is fun. Plastic is very light, though, and I'm worried that this will discolor over time. As far as the box goes, you do get the shot of him in his plane mode. You do get that wonderful art, which I'm almost sad that I'm going to toss this, because I really do like Jhiaxus. Transformers Generation 2 number 1 was the first Transformers comic I ever read. And, I didn't even know Marvel had a comic as a kid. No, I did, because of commercials, but I never really thought about reading it. So I picked this up, and I had no idea what was going on, because I'd never read the Marvel comics. So I didn't know who Buster Witwicky was. I didn't know why Rat Trap was a big deal, who Bludgeon was, why Megatron and Galvatron are showing. I had no idea what was going on. And, but I did read it, and I did love it. I did love that they had this new villain who wasn't just this snarling villain with this plan of the week, which is what the cartoon had for Megatron and Galvatron. And it was something new, it was something different. And it was cool. And I do like it. Now, I did break my own rule here. I usually only buy a toy if it's the first iteration of a character, and we did get a Jhiaxus a couple years ago in the Thrilling 30 line, and you can see here this one has an Earth mode. It's bright orange. You'll have to read the comic to understand why, but basically it's Transformer Armada Starscream, but in orange with Jhiaxus' head. This was the first mainstream Jhiaxus figure in the Generations Chug line. There was one in the original Robots in Disguise toy line from the 2001-2002 Transformers series. And then I believe there was a BotCon figure, but we're not going to talk about those. They're not mass released. But yeah, as you can see here, this is definitely a vast improvement. Got more weight to it. This one at least does have slightly more accessories, and I don't have his guns with me. They are in a bag in storage at the moment, but as you can see, this is going to be apples to apples, apples to oranges, etc. So, transformation, again, I usually don't show these, but I am trying to now. So I'm going to hit the fast forward button. You can watch this in as fast as you want, and you don't have to hear me talk. Oh, before we do that, weapon integration. He does come with two weapons. One is this little machine gun that's made out of clear plastic that's painted gray, and one is this red machine gun. The red machine gun is supposed to plug in like this, or if I can, oops, sorry. And it does extend out that tip here, and it does look pretty cool. Unfortunately, because it has that clip, it doesn't really rewind in, so you do still end up with that hollow spot. And this one, you're supposed to put in upside down like this, plug it here, and voila, it's cool looking. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get to transformation. And there we go. We got him in his robot mode. As you saw there, it is a really fun process. There's a lot of cool moving parts, and you do end up getting this very nice looking figure. Let's go ahead and take a look. First thing to mention is he does have a Generation 2 Decepticon symbol. And then we do get his head. His head is the classic Jhiaxus look. He's got the bag under his eyes. He's got the... When I saw him in the comic book, I thought of him looking like an aristocrat. He's got the big, thick beard that's perfectly coiffed. He's got, this regal look to him, but he still has this part that makes it look like this is supposed to be like a breathing apparatus because he's a pilot. I dig it. I do dig it, and I do like that he has this little missile launcher thing here. And yeah, as you can see, it is very cool looking. A lot of clear plastic, so do be careful. As far as articulation goes, his head go all around, and then it doesn't quite... There we go. You can go all these different ways, and if you unplug it, he can go further down. This can go just a little bit this way. He doesn't get that good of range here. You can't do any cool side poses where he's churned, and yeah, it doesn't really work. You do get 360 here. You do get good bend there. It does not go back. Wrists do rotate, and these are tight, but you do get some hand articulation. Legs, he can kick high. He can kick back a little bit. You do get a lot of knee bend. You do get up and down here. You do get the ankle tilt, and you do get waist rotation. And he is cool looking. I dig him. I do dig him a lot. As far as weapon integration goes, they do have these tabs. You can put them in spots. I usually take this one here, put it here as a backup gun. And then this, I usually take the fingers out here, just put that in like that, make sure it gets in there, and shut the fingers. Now these fingers are really tight, so be careful. And voila! I almost wish they make an upgrade kit so I can make him completely Generation 2 and have way too many weapons for his own good. But yeah, I do dig the figure. I do like it a lot. I think it is a very fun figure, and it's a great homage to Generation 2. I almost wish my Generation 2 Primes weren't in storage right now, because I would love to see them fight. And, it's fun that, this is one of the things I was hoping for from the Legacy line, is we were going to get characters that weren't necessarily big. I mean, every line now we're getting an Optimus, and we're getting a Megatron. We're getting more Rodimuses than pretty much anybody else. So, I mean, it's a fun little addition that they're doing, and I do like it. I hope we get more obscure characters and not just the same Generation 1 characters. And Generation 2, in my opinion, of the modern lines, with the exception of the first Robots in Disguise, is the most underappreciated and underused out there. And I would love to see them do more Generation 2 characters. I know they're doing Road Rocket in the Walmart line, and sadly I won't have that. But we'll see what they do. I think this could be a fun time for us. As far as comparing him to another figure, yeah, the wings, of course, are on articulation as well. Here he is with the Thrilling 31, who didn't want to stand up. Apparently he's embarrassed. But as you can see, I mean, you do have the bat-shaped wings. You do have the same head style, just this one is orange and much more snarling monster. But it is a cool set, and it is a cool figure, and I do think that this one is one you should pick up. Especially if you're a fan of Generation 1 and 2, if you're a fan of obscure characters, or if you're looking for another Decepticon leader that isn't Megatron or Shockwave. So please comment down below, tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see next, and please subscribe. And I hope you have a great day.